Episode 186.
You already knew what it was. 186. Huh?
You know what I'm saying? Go on YouTube and look at Caesar's hair color. Right now. Big contrast from the eyebrows.
All about contrast out here.
You feel me? Look like Ken from Street Fighter. Anyway, episode 186. Oh my God, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about Barcelona losing a Super Cup, if it's significant or not, juxtaposing that with Real Madrid today.
My people.
Real Madrid today losing to a third division side in the Copa del Rey. We'll talk a little bit about that. Messi's red card. We'll talk about a couple of transfers that have happened. A big transfer with an American player also. And we're going to talk hopefully at some length about tactics in football because there's a lot of cap going on, I think. But we'll see. Also, let me write down this thing. I don't know if I and also maybe we'll say a little bit about Joe Biden being inaugurated today. Today being January 20th, we are recording the day of the inauguration. This is officially two presidents that We Made a Podcast has seen as a podcast recording. Yeah. And we were only a few months away from seeing Obama. You know what I'm saying? We started in May of 2017.
Isn't that crazy?
You know what I mean? We was only a few months away from seeing Obama. You know what I'm saying? But this is our second president that We Made a Podcast. You're hearing this? Huh?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We're gonna go through two presidents. We still can't. CBS can't email us back.
You know what? I'm gonna be nice about CBS because I mean I've been very mean to BN. Although I would still go on there. I don't know how much of they've heard, but I mean
not enough to get us heard on there.
I don't know how much of the vitriol that I've spread towards BN that they've heard. But if
probably not even allowed in Qatar, to be honest with you.
Yeah, probably not. But if they have it and they hit us up, I would go delete it all.
Yeah, I hope so, because you're probably shadow banned from the show's probably shadow banned from Qatar. Like we're not allowed in there.
Probably
that World Cup, you single-handedly destroyed that World Cup for us. Probably we gotta wait for like a new one. Like what America, we might have a chance with the USA Canada one, but Qatar, we're definitely banned off of your ethering of them and their staff. And talk about the blockades over there. I'm like, well, we're definitely not going now.
Well, the good news about Qatar is like the one was the embargo blockade with Saudi Arabia is over. They've established diplomatic ties with Egypt again. So like, you know, they're doing a lot better. And hopefully once the pandemic is kind of over, they can get their stuff going on a little bit better. And probably if they told us, yeah, come fly in, we'll probably get arrested right when we land.
That would be a trap.
But I'm going to snitch on you. I'm going to be like, he forced me to say that stuff. I'm going to be like, actually, it wasn't me. It was him.
I'm trying to build up all my citizenships and visas, so I'm protected by at least one country. I'm working on something else right now, so I'm working on another one. We're just trying to build up country defenses.
Caesar, I'm just letting you know right now, with American citizenship, you can't have three.
I know. I'm in like I'm gonna like marry.
I know where you're talking.
I'm in another country so I can get a hookup.
I know where you're talking about, but I'm just letting you know, with America, you can't have three.
Well, I'm not gonna get into detail what I'm doing with my citizenship statuses. I'm not gonna let you do this with me because I've seen how aggressive that joint is.
If I were you, I would get rid of that other one.
I'm not doing that. Hey man, get that off of here. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna sit here on your high horse and give me the denunciation for my birth country. You're not gonna take your pen off of there. You're destroying forests doing that. There you go. That's fine. No, stop.
Yeah, go and get rid of that one.
I'll rather you might as well take my life away.
Anyway, let's get into the episode. Caesar, Barcelona lost the Super Cup final to Athletic Club de Bilbao, the Basque team that Caesar has claimed. It was there we go. The score was 3-2, if I'm not mistaken. With Iñaki Williams having a brilliant assist and then an even more brilliant goal. Barely even got any love. I was watching them talk about it on being. I'm like they mentioned it, but I'm like, damn, dog, like it just sucks that he just can't get the love he deserves. But like, I'm not gonna get into that. Here's my question though.
I have a conspiracy theory
about him.
About what happened, yeah.
Wait, what do you mean? What happened? About what? Wait, don't go into it yet. But what do you mean? What happened?
About why he didn't get love.
Why he doesn't get love? Because that's what
why he didn't get love, especially on this match. I have a conspiracy theory.
Okay. So
involving Messi too.
Okay, we'll get into that in a second. So here's my question.
And regional conflict, whatever though.
Okay, so now it's about to be ridiculous already. Now, here we go. Because I thought you were serious for a second.
I'm the big QAnon leader over there in that region.
Okay.
For my people.
So here's my question. Obviously, both of us, like you're kind of cap, but like in real life, we don't think that the Super Cup is like a big deal.
I'm kind of cap, yeah. It's only
because
everybody else wins it, but Barcelona.
Yeah, exactly. Because
it's a big deal that Bilbao won it. I think it's a big deal if like a mid team wins it.
Okay, so here's my question: is it significant that Barcelona lost this match for you?
No,
it's not significant.
It's not significant that they lost because they could have been top of the table and lost this, and that wouldn't have been like a big deal to me. Because to be honest, like some of these these teams kind of flounder in these cups all the time. It's not like a massive deal when they lose these cups to me. It's more of a big deal to me how they lose, or it's a big deal to me when a different like when like it's a bigger deal when like a team like not in the top 5 wins for me. That's like a little bit bigger for me. Like one of those top 5ers losing doesn't really matter, but when other team outside wins, I'm like, oh okay, like all right, like that's something.
So it's like more significant that Athletic Club won, but not that
it is yeah. I don't like that the headlines are about Barcelona losing. I think it should be about when Bilbao or let's say Granada. If a Granada won, I'd be like, oh, hey, that should be the talking point more than the team losing.
So how Barcelona lost this match for you isn't like that big of a deal?
No, because Barcelona didn't lose because Barcelona's loss to me was like if you've watched Barcelona play all year, like watching the 2 Iñaki goals, the goal and assist he was involved in, is really incumbent on their defensive woes. If you've seen how they played at times, you're like, well, that speaks more to how they got exposed once again, like and them not able to get more goals in, and they're having issues offensively and having to rely on Griezmann to score, like. Yeah, like that's more telling us more about your team. So I don't know. It's not really like a shock. Like it's not like they were just running the table all year and then they lose to Bilbao and you're like, whoa, what the hell? Like look how Barcelona lost this. No, they've been inconsistent for a while now.
You know, it's funny because I kind of go the opposite way. Like I don't think the Super Cup is significant. But I feel like because Barcelona's been so bad for so long and they still haven't beat a good team since March 2020, and we're coming up on March 2021, I think it's more of a, like I wouldn't care if they've been playing decent or pretty good and they just won this Super Cup, like that's fine. But because they've been playing so bad, I think it's a bit more significant. And that apparently Messi was coming off of an injury, but I'm not going to give no excuses for that. And that Messi didn't score, and you're relying on Griezmann like little whack goals. I don't even think Barcelona, when I was listening to some recap of it, they're talking about, Barcelona's defense. I don't even think that's as much of an issue as it is their play offensively. Like they just kind of suck, But do you think – I think Messi, after his red card, I think that he's going to be suspended for 2 matches. So that'll be a kind of a big deal too. We'll see, who kind of steps up while Messi is off for these two matches. But here's another question, actually. Do you think it's more significant that Barcelona lost this Super Cup or Real Madrid today losing to some team I never heard of that's in the third division in the Copa del Rey?
You know why I don't think it's a big deal for the big teams losing these cups? Because it's the same thing we've been echoing since the beginning of last year.
But because the Super Cup is not a cup. This is the cup final. So I'm saying, is it more significant that they lost the Super Cup final than Real Madrid coming crashing out of Copa del Rey?
In general, when it comes to me, what I'm trying to get to, what you rudely interrupted me, was was that I'm not gonna spend this season nor last season attacking teams for losing tournament and cup matches. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it during this COVID stuff. I'm not gonna do it with these schedules. I'm just not gonna do it right now until we're some normalcy. I'm not about to do it. Whether that's Barcelona or that's Real Madrid, I really don't care. Yes, it's bad they lost a third-tier team. Yes, of course, that's a bad thing. Yes, we've seen it. Hazard has been the biggest waste of money of all time. Yes, I get it, for sure. I'm not gonna do it, dog.
Okay, but that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you which one is more significant.
I think it's a little more significant that Real Madrid loses to a third-tier team. I mean, come on now, dog. That's a team that's probably below Castilla. Like, what are we talking about here?
It's funny because like we usually agree, but I kind of disagree. I think even though I think the Super Cup is like it doesn't matter, but I feel like that's more significant because honestly, although whenever you put the players out to play, like you want them to win and the players want to win, I think being out of the Copa del Rey helps Real Madrid more than it hurts them because you got Champions League coming up and you're trying to win the league.
Are you talking about what's more beneficial or more significant?
Why I said which one's more significant, and I'm going to continue.
Talking about what's more beneficial now.
Well, I'm saying which one's more significant, and then I'm also saying beneficial. They're not so mutually exclusive. But yeah. Oh, damn, okay, that's just you. Okay. Damn, okay, left me out that one. Left me out. Anybody listening to Caesar over here getting WhatsApp notifications, and we're in two different groups, but I didn't get a notification either, so he got some other stuff going on. He's going to read it right now, and he's going to respond, and he's going to totally ignore me. I think it's more significant, although I think the Super Cup is whack, and they probably should have canceled it. Barcelona's been playing so bad, like anything is good for them right now. We can't forget that 8-2 loss. We can't forget them losing the league. We can't forget like their struggles. If they came out there and like put 5 past Athletic Bilbao and Messi's YNW Messi again, like that's like, wow, okay, like look at Barcelona. Like, maybe they're coming back. But, losing in extra time and, having it be 2 Griezmann goals, that's very whack. But then on the other side with Real Madrid losing this match, like, yeah, of course they wanted to win, but Real Madrid also isn't super deep. They're not like they are, but they're not. You know what I mean? Like they have a lot of players, but Zidane likes to start his guys kind of. So like, I think being in 3 different competitions, that would be a lot for Real Madrid. Also, you're also with, we're going to get into this transfer soon, but like Luka Jovic is gone. So like, you're really relying on Benzema a lot.
They're not deep at all. They're not deep at all.
So like certain positions like they are, but certain positions they're not. And you're really relying on Benzema a lot. So, I think 2 competitions for Real Madrid is much better than 3.
I agree with that. I just think that, of course, it's better that, of course, like, when I look at Real Madrid's team, I think that you might think that there's like an illusion of depth, but I don't think it's real depth. I mean, you don't have – Zidane doesn't do like consistent full squad rotations. He does like position rotations, which I really do feel like as a player coach, it's based on communication with the player or what he sees in the player, which is fine. Like, maybe he sees someone's tired. Maybe he feels like Isco isn't the guy for the position. He does those things of who he likes to do. And that's, up to the coach. I'm not the coach of the team, but I don't think that Real Madrid is a team that, especially now, you can even say depth. I mean, they literally lost another player again. Like Jovic is gone now. You have Mariano. You have Super Mariano. But the thing is like he doesn't get rotational minutes like that. He comes in now only basically when Benzema's tired, and they have that sub to use. Like they're and what does Zidane want to do? He doesn't want to be subbing out a striker. He wants to be subbing out midfielders and defenders. Like those are the prime positions where people are more tired. So
So like, do you think that it's like, I think you would agree it's more beneficial for Real Madrid to be out of Copa del Rey?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't even think some of these cups should have been happening this year.
Honestly,
I thought it was stupid that we're doing 3 cups again. I thought, if you're gonna increase the schedule amounts in the beginning of the year, right? We had those crazy weeks where it was like 3 games a week. You had 4 games. They had Monday, Wednesday, Friday games. They had Saturday games, Tuesday. I'm like, dude, this is ridiculous. I didn't know Real Madrid was playing today. So you were doing that, but you were keeping the cups. Like, why were you doing that? Just get rid of one of those cups. Thank God they got rid of that stupid Real Madrid Cup. I'm like, why are we doing that crap for? That didn't even count though. But I meant the 2 main ones, Copa del Rey or whatever. You could have taken a break. The King's Cup can wait, dude. The King's Cup. Nobody talks to the King of Spain no more. You could have took a break from that. So
it's interesting because, like, I guess they couldn't, because I guess they still get financial revenue from playing those matches. But at least the Super Cup, like, can we not?
I thought you made more from the Super Cup than the Copa del Rey.
And Caesar, they're still doing the Club World Cup. And I'm like,
that one was stupid to me. I thought it was actually like really kind of disrespectful to do the Club World Cup when there's like the COVID stuff going on. I'm like, dog, like you're already straining the national teams. Honestly, they do a lot less per year than a club does. Like, just they really do. But you're going to talk about what a club does per year, and then you want to make them do that too? I'm like, come on, man. The other day I saw they were having like a youth tournament. I'm like, what are we doing out here? Like, what are you guys doing, man? Can you relax on the resources around? Can we take a chill? Y'all got UBI in some of the damn countries, man. Can you relax?
And it's funny because it's like, not like I know all the details, so maybe they're just like, no, we have to do this to make the money. But I'm like, I guess I don't know whether it's worth it or not, but I thought that they had canceled the Copa del Rey, but I guess they didn't. I could have sworn I read that somewhere, but whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, they're playing these matches. I guess Barcelona's still in it. I don't know who they've played, but Real Madrid did lose today and they're out. But I think that's good for them, and I think it's bad for Barcelona to lose that Super Cup final.
And also the way they lost too.
Yeah, and the way they lost, and then the way they lost, and also Messi getting a red card. It's just like it's a
which
bad
is what
look.
I kind of mean.
Yeah, it's a bad look, and he gets a red card from like slapping some dude in the head. Like, come on, dog. Like the dude's like, it's funny on that play. I'm like, that's good defense. Like the dude on that play, bodying him like
the
that.
The second contact or the first contact?
Both of them. I'm like, that's how you need to play against Messi, actually. Put your body in front of him, and then either Messi's gonna fall down and make it be a foul, or he's gonna react angrily, which
he does have a little temper on him,
which most soccer players do.
He does like to grab a neck once in a while.
Yeah. Most soccer players don't like to get contact. Like they react like violently when they get contact. So, huh?
I don't know what you're talking about.
But like, yeah, I was like, that's how you gotta play the dude. But I mean, and even if that was a foul, like Messi reacting that way, like that's a dub for Athletic Bilbao.
I mean, it definitely was a dub. They literally got the dub. I think the more egregious thing is that play he didn't run on with Dembele.
No, and honestly, like it's funny because any recap you see, like they're not going to talk about that. But I was like, they were saying that he was injured or whatever, like he was coming in with the injury. But I don't know if he's injured or not. He's fit enough to play, and he's fit. Like if you're injured, dude, tell the coach.
Bam. Listen,
But
bam. I'm not. You don't finish that sentence.
I'm doing it.
Look here. They load somebody's not fit enough to play. If there was one stipulation on a physical before you play in the game, it would be, can you run in a straight line?
Can you run in a straight line late in the match?
Yeah. It's not, oh, you can't run a straight line, but you can do juke moves? Oh, you can do, but you can shoot a ball? No. They go, can you run 35 yards right now? And do you think you can run later? At halftime, could you do it still? How's your knee? All of a sudden, when this play's happening, you can't do the run no more? But then you get there eventually and you still take a shot off? I don't know, dude. It don't work like that. You know why they do in soccer? If you're hurt, go down. They go down. You just go on the ground, do like Marcelo and start crying. And then
why you bring that up? Dog? Now I gotta be mad at Marcelo.
I saw tears streaming down his face. His ears are red like mine when I cry. He was going crazy. Then you come to get some water, get a Gatorade, stretch out, you know. Woo, I'm good. Come back in there, get playing, baby. Let's go. You know?
No, like I gotta hate him again for that.
You're gonna hate him for 2 weeks now.
Yeah. I've never seen that about.
Bam looked at me like someone sent the helicopter to rescue him. He's gonna die out there. He literally looked like he literally was gonna perish. Like we're gonna watch an on-screen death happen. The way he was screaming, like someone was just, I can't say the word, doing stuff to him. It was terrible. I was like, this is the hate crime. Poor guy. He's gonna die out here. He really did sell that. He should definitely go to acting. He sold that. It's fantastic. I would have been like.
But it's funny because
I wish they had the no crowd. We hear him go. Ah!
Well, that's why I'm mad, because even with the crowd, it was that loud.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, like anybody listening, go back and watch the Super Cup against Athletic Bilbao highlights. You'll see in the 84th minute, Dembele's making the run. Messi, if he just continues running, he's literally right there. Don't screen share it, because last time they did the thing.
But you were banned in North Korea. Is it that serious?
No. It actually messed it up. I had to cut it all out. In the 84th minute, he's literally right there, and it's like, dog, if he just keeps running, Dembele's got a very easy pass to him, and he's just right in on goal. And he's running, I think maybe up until the halfway mark, and then he just stops. And I'm just like, dog, have you ever in your life, since y'all do the comparison, have you ever in your life seen Ronaldo stop a run? Have you ever? Ever?
I think Ronaldo would rather die on the field than do another run. I mean, this man, even during the UEFA tournament, had a messed up knee. He was still standing up while everybody was sitting down, screaming at the game. You're gonna have to pry him out of there to leave that game.
And honestly, can you imagine if you're running and then you can't run anymore, and that on a play like that, you better start cramping up.
And it's not like we're digging at him up 2-0. If it was even me, and I don't even consider myself the most go hard person in the world, that's the run you got to run on. Even if you miss, I would have respected that he just went for him. Dog, if he falls or whatever, he just gasses. I'm like, damn, at least he tried though. If he gets the ball there and misses like he did anyways, or blocks or the whiffs, I'm like, yo, he did try though. He tried.
Well, and even that play is it's just the normal run to make. You're just there.
You're Messi, you would have attracted attention. I mean, no, then Booze is out there by himself. It did turn. Literally, the commentator was like, "Oh, it's a counter-attack." No, now it's a 1-on-3. It literally went from a good play to horrific. It went Messi, they're going to, great play, great move, Dembele, here they go, to, wow, Dembele, what are you doing? Back up, dude, Jesus, because it just became so bad. It turned bad so quick. And it was almost like you could tell Dembele realized it was getting bad. They were just, crowding.
He probably saw Messi running, and then he's going
and
back
he looks again, he's gone.
What the? And Messi
Maybe he
standing
went
up.
ahead.
If you fall down, whatever. But like, don't just be like, oh, I can't get there. Like, nah,
But then he
dude.
still got there. He still got there eventually. Like, I'm mad that you eventually got there and you still got. I'm mad he still got a shot off.
Well, that's
Like,
because Dembele had
I
to
know.
stop.
I'm saying I'm mad that he was like, if you're gonna give up, you don't deserve this shot no more. It's done. He still got the shot on that fucking play.
Caesar, I swear to God, I mean, this isn't about tactics. This is about like you're not going to tell me that coaches have any power over him. Caesar,
No.
can you imagine if I'm the coach, if I'm literally the coach, or like I'm the other players on the team, and I seen the dude do that? There's no level. I'm gonna be so mad, and I'm like, wallahi, you're out.
I've literally had a coach tell me that I'd rather you die running than you not run there. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, oh my God. And I was 16. This is a 34-year-old man. Like, you've been doing this a long time, dude.
But that's the truth. Like
Yeah,
you
like
got,
I'm saying, like, you should know this.
like you
Like I
gotta
said,
eat.
out of all the plays, all the times, all the games, all the minutes, all the moments, gotta run right there, dog. Because if you pass the physical, you can run 20 yards. That was a 20-yard hit right there. Just get there, man. Get there.
And
No,
if you don't keep running, your ass better fall on the ground.
like the video that I see on Reddit right now, where Marcelo's arm died during PSG. He's over there, like that, where he's doing that on the floor, screaming. You better be doing that. So you better guilt me.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh damn, this sucks that you kind of
I'll be
cramped
like,
up
well,
right there.
you gave it all. You gave it his heart. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously we don't want you to die, but I mean, if you give enough to like where it causes you shooting pain, you can't stop, then stop. But you was out there still, and you still got the shot off, my guy. You got the shot off. Okay, they still give you the ball because they just never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
It's time for me to tell the conspiracy theory.
Okay, yes, please. About
I
Iñaki
think
Williams.
Messi did that.
Wait. This is your conspiracy about Iñaki?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe Messi reacted that way to
React
get the
what way?
card
Okay.
on purpose to take the light away from Iñaki getting all the attention, dog. He was like, no way this dude dropped 2 goals, a goal and assist on me, and is going to get all this love and shine out here. No. And he's rocking that 9 jersey. It don't matter what team, but you see a 9 on a jersey, like, he might be pretty legit. You got to think about someone being legit, right? I think, what I'm saying, it's a little rivalry between the Basque region. It's something going on there. So I think it was like, it's not going to be if we lose, and also he's the star, more shine away from me. Let me make this dramatic. Let me just make this insane. Let me just slap someone like I do every 3 years for the hell of it. Okay, let me do this. Let me grab a neck of a black guy. It's all good.
I believe you. Screw it. I never heard Messi say anything different, so I believe you.
You can't tell me. Look, let's just say if the roles were reversed, you know how rough it'd be in these streets. They'd have Iñaki playing in freaking Turkey tomorrow. He'd be playing with Ozil at Fenerbace so fast.
Look, we're about to talk about these transfers right now. Anyway,
okay, don't act like you're breaking news. People know this.
Basque people.
Well, yeah. Hey, man.
Never mind. Let me relax. Anyway, Barcelona's out of the lost Super Cup final. Athletic Club Bilbao, Caesars people holding up that trophy, and also Real Madrid is out of Copa del Rey, and we both think that's a good thing. Messi's probably going to serve a 2-game suspension for that red card, and hopefully he'll be back turned up because he could use a rest, I'm sure. And we'll see if him being out of Barcelona for those 2 games does anything positive for Barcelona. Maybe somebody will step up.
Okay.
Anyway, 2 or actually maybe 3, not really that big deal transfers happened. Your boy Luka Jovic went back to Eintracht Frankfurt on loan for the rest of the season. What you think about that?
That's a great question, to be honest with you. I haven't really I don't know. I guess like for me and you on the show, first people to ever talk about Real Madrid getting this, I almost felt like getting him was just a petty move, just so Barcelona didn't get him. So part of me feels like, damn, like it just sucks we weren't able to utilize him, I guess, more. Like there was that 3-week stint kind of, but to be honest, people forget quickly because just because of a certain, pigment. People forget what he was doing out here. People forget that he's breaking violations of COVID-19. People forget that he was traveling during lockdowns in between countries. People forget about this stuff. And to me, that actually, people like to do the corny ass, lack of focus. I don't think like people doing other projects like focus, but when you do that, that's lacking focus because you're not taking the proper precautions that are meant to save the sanctity of the team. Basically, you're trying to protect the team's season. When you're doing things that are liable to get you suspended, that's when you're putting a team second. That's when you're putting a team second. You can have your projects or whatever on the side, fine. But when you're making decisions that can get you disciplined, that's when you're putting a priority team second in your life. You're like, that's not my most important thing. This is more important for me. So when you do that, I'm like, there's your focus. Your focus isn't on this. Ronaldo's surrounded by a whole family full of non-believers. The dude's there. I mean, whatever. The only thing that ever caught him was when he had his mask down in the middle of the match on the field. That's whatever to me. But he was there. He didn't do his travel. He didn't get in trouble. Other players, Messi, they didn't get in trouble. They're focused on this. They're trying to play in the game. So to me, I'm like, you're being weird, dude. You're being kind of weird. No one else got in trouble for this but you on the team. Like, what's going on here? So I don't know. I never really saw. Maybe it's his demeanor. I never really saw that chemistry with him, with everybody. I didn't see rapport. Maybe it's a language barrier. Maybe it's other things. I don't know. I don't know how he operates. I never really got to get an opportunity as someone who watches a lot of Real Madrid from preseason on to like connect with Jovic. Like, like the only time I actually connected with him as a like watching was in that match that he played that everybody talked bad about, which I thought he played pretty good. Remember that match we reviewed here where like it was like when they played in their little I forgot who they played. It might have been Hetafe. I'm not gonna remember the match, but
yeah. We watched all the ones that he
I was like, I thought he played pretty good. I mean, like people were talking about his misses. I don't care about misses. I care about the effort. Nothing was built after that. That was 2 months ago. That was before Thanksgiving. So yes, in that case, you can look at that as a manager and be like, it's just not working. I might as well put Mariano out there. If you're not going to give me any goals for 6 months and whatever amount of time you played, that's different. Mariano has scored in those times and you haven't. And he's played less than you. So if I'm going to have a guy understands his role position, didn't pay a ton for, understands what his position is, that's going to be Mariano. I don't think Jovic sees himself as that guy, so you're going to be put somewhere else. You go to Frankfurt. I don't think when someone comes in and scores 2 goals, it's a big deal to me. Like, I think that everything's situational in life, and it only showed us one thing, like you said. I mean, that pressure Real Madrid is real, buddy. He can score 55 goals at Frankfurt this year. I don't care. And no one's honestly going to care that much until you go to a big team. That's the goals that matter. So, it's necessary, but it just sucked because Real Madrid kind of did it in a time period where they haven't been able to sign anybody. So it's like, yeah, it's good you loan somebody away, but I like body for body. I like a trade. I like you sign, okay, you release, then you sign somebody. Because I think right now numbers are critical, and I don't think Real Madrid addressed that. I know they're talking about Odegaard wants to go too. Great, leave. But I want to, please go. Like, go ball out for a top 4. Have fun, man. Whatever you want to do. What are we getting back, though? We need to be back. If Odegaard leaving means Isco gets more minutes, woo! But, I just need to see – the numbers stay even, not minuses, especially right now.
Yeah, I feel you, and I totally agree with everything. There's another aspect I want to talk about, too, though. I think that I definitely do still think that Real Madrid got Jovic, so Barcelona couldn't get him.
You think it was it was a middle finger?
Yeah, and I hope that they did that.
He would have been balling. My God.
Oh yeah, he would have been killing it.
They would have been called him the Messiah. He'd been so good.
But there's another thing in professional sports that even when I'm looking at the managing Madrid and all these other people talking about Jovic leaving, I haven't seen them really address this part. In professional sports, they're trying to replace you. Jovic is younger, he's less salary, and he plays similar to Benzema.
Very.
They brought Jovic in to replace Benz, and Benzema saw that and stepped his game up. He was like, "Oh, damn, okay, they're getting another dude to like play this position."
He looked and said, "Oh, bet,"
and he rose to the occasion. And honestly, it's something that like I remember this specifically with Eden Hazard at Chelsea. That year that he was really bad, it was the season after they won EPL. He was terrible that season, and I was saying that they should have brought in somebody to challenge him. You can't let players just kind of rest on it, like having a good season previously. Real Madrid won the league last season. Was last season? I guess they didn't win anything the season before that. But whenever it was, like they brought in Jovic, that's like a kind of like saying something to Benzema, and he stepped up to the plate in a way that like now he's like playing some of the best center forward in the world, really. That kind of forced Jovic to not be able to get many minutes. If Benzema's healthy, you got to play him. It doesn't make sense to be like, okay, Benzema feels great, but let's just try Jovic. Like, nah, like Benzema's like, nah, I feel great. Like, let's go. Yeah, I just played
fantastic. I think you made a fantastic point, though. That's true. I mean, if anything, it's almost not even another tip in the cap to Benzema. Like, you didn't get Jovic in there to make high fives. You didn't bring Jovic in there to change Real Madrid to a 4-4-2. You didn't do that. You didn't do that because they wouldn't have got midfielders. They would have reduced their midfielder count because they would have just rotated 2 midfielders around a 4-4-2. No, you did this because you're like, oh, I mean, it's great, won a league, but time is ticking. And maybe it wasn't even, honestly, it may have not even Zidane. It could have just been player management along with the Florentino, and they went, you know what? We're looking to the future. This Jovic guy balled out. This is the best price to get him right now. We're going to get him. Like, you do what you can with this, but we got him. Yeah, and then here's a player like, oh, damn, okay, all right, well, let's see what happens. Benzema said, bet. I'm gonna show y'all what's good.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Not to say the same. I didn't really see that from Jovic. I didn't see someone who like, I don't know. It's a lot of body reading. It's a lot of armchair quarterback. It's a lot of that. But at the same time, like the stats back up that what you're seeing. The stats kind of back up what you're seeing. There is no stats. There's nothing to go off of and go, well, yeah, but you can say that. But look at the numbers he put up. You can't even do that in this situation.
And the reality is, like, we're not seeing him in practice, so we don't know. Zidane is seeing that. And either way, like, he didn't show that he is better than Benzema. They brought him in. If he's in practice and everything playing better than Benz, they're going to play him. He's not better than Benzema.
I think a great comparable thing is to go, okay, look, Vinicius Jr. had that year where Real Madrid didn't do good, but he was a starter. They bring in for 2 years Eden Hazard, right? We have Eden Hazard for 2 seasons now. At the end of the day, that battle still happens there for a lot of people. And a lot of people go, Eden Hazard on my side, I go, I don't know, man. To be fair, I think Vinicius earned that spot. I think Eden Hazard should be trying to earn that position because Vinicius was there. They brought in Hazard. He probably thought, oh, this could be the time, like we just did this year. Let's going into new year. I'm about to be stronger, faster. Let's go. I got the scheme. Boom, they bring in Hazard. He goes, whoa. All right, I guess I got to step my game up. That's the thing. And at the end of you go to Vinicius, you go, oh, I don't know. Well, you don't have to get rid of Vinny because he's still trying to put in the work. I don't know what his demeanor's like, but look at him putting in the work. He's trying. He makes you think to yourself, damn, he is better than Hazard, or he might be one day, or he isn't right now. He makes you think that. Never once did when Jovic came in the game or played the season did I go, his numbers ain't there, but that guy, because I have no problem doing that. I don't hold anything against him. I don't care. Like, cool, we got him. Great. I didn't say anything bad about it, and so, you need to bring that feeling, especially when it's not like, oh, you're playing. It's great that you can do that at Frankfurt, but when you come to Real Madrid, you need to bring that feeling. as time goes by, I think that just generations change. People forget about the aura of that jersey sometimes. And that was the feeling before. When people be like, yes, I would just be like, God damn, really? That's where you're going? Whew. And maybe that's because Premier League has so much more money across the top and more teams have money than they used to. But before, you went to Real Madrid, especially they had those guys, they had legends only that played there. And you got to wear that jersey. So for me, if I'm thinking about it, and not even as a fan, I'd be like, if I'm going there, I got to be at the peak of my career. There shouldn't be a peak after this. This is my peak now. I have to do this now. Jovic came in. I'd be honest with you, he didn't look like in crazy good shape to me. He looked like he was still trying to get like his sea legs out of him when he was playing. I'm like, damn, dog. Well, it is what it is. Sometimes you play better where you're comfortable, and that's what it looks like at Frankfurt. You look more comfortable there.
Yeah,
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and his game is similar to Benzema, so I feel like that's why I look at him as like that's like a replacement buy, but he's just not on that level. And like even though he's not on that level, they could have still kept him.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just
maybe I think what happens in these situations, I think it's contract based because I think sometimes these guys have bonuses.
Well, I think he probably wanted
and stuff like that. Yeah. So if that's not happening, they're pressured to move players.
Yeah, he probably wanted to leave too.
He was a pretty big money signing. He was pretty big money.
Yeah, he was like $60 million.
Yeah, he wasn't like a cheap dude or nothing.
Yeah. I feel like he probably was like, can I go back home? And they were like, yeah, like it's fine. And like you said, like Mariano is not like
I gotta play more.
Yeah, and Mariano is not like such a big drop off from Jovic. Like they have different playing styles, but even for me, it's like, okay, if you're not going to be able to, if Benzema gets hurt or he's resting, like you might want to play somebody with a different skill set than Benzema. Like you might want to do somebody that's more kind of like a traditional number 9 than Benz. And yeah, we'll see either way. Jovic leaving doesn't make Real Madrid worse.
In Benzema,
nobody can argue that.
To be fair, Benzema's always been consistently a 37 to 40 appearance player a year. I mean, Real Madrid's top team won the league before as Borja's a backup player. Like they can do it. They've been there before. They've had Hesse. Like it doesn't matter to them. It's not really that second position is not a major concern because they don't play as many games like a lot of these Premier League tournaments. Premier League, I think, is insane with their games per year. So I don't think it's that bad for them. It's just like, so if it's not part of like the construct and you're not really doing anything to like make a team go, well, we should start you instead of Benzema. If you're not bringing that pressure as a backup, then he probably was just like, look, man, I just want to go. I want to go home and I want to get more minutes in, And they went, cool, man, fine. I mean, they're going to cover your wages. See ya.
Yeah, it works out better. And then Mariano can be
actually for Real Madrid too.
Yeah, and Mariano can be like the backup. So
yeah, Mariano's fine being the backup because although he's not similar to the style of Benzema, sometimes that kind of sub is better because let's say you're having issues with how your formations are working against a team. Somebody who's a different kind of player is a good wrinkle sometimes. His north-south approach is different,
For sure. Really quick, your boy Ozil finally left Arsenal, gone to Fenerbahce. I have not watched Fenerbahce play this season, I don't think, but
I've watched Galatasaray play like 10 minutes this season.
Yeah, I've watched a little bit of Turkish league, and I will say this much, like they play kind of fast in Turkey, and I don't think that Ozil's going to do much for Fenerbahce.
First of all, when your boy was watching hardcore Turkey matches for Quaresma and Besiktas, I was watching a lot. I was getting it. It was getting close to my Liga numbers. We was getting close. Just because your boys, I rock with Quaresma forever. They don't be jogging around their dog. Mm-mm. They had players out there, and I'm like, I don't know who this dude is, but this guy, they got speed. They play high paced. Some of them games, you look at the goal numbers, like whoa, like it's not a joking around league. To be fair, I think there's a lot of underrated aspects to the Turkish league, and I think a lot of it has to do with a little bit of a language barrier. I think a lot of it has to do with team recognition. And, I think that Turkish league has like in time, they're even going to break in more to that niche into like the English marketplace, like kind of like Liga has. If they just get like, for example, like, Liga had like a Neymar. If someone like that goes to Turkish league, I think it could bring more eyes to that league as well too. Just kind of how he did for Liga. That league is not playing no games. Not only that, They're aggressive, buddy. So relax. I know he has his feelings about it over there. I dead ass know he's gonna hate playing there. I know he's gonna hate it. I know he's capping. It's like me and how much I love Brazil. Let me tell you something right now, dog. I have no love to. I would never want to play there, man. I'm good, dude. I'm so good. I'm good. All the respect in the world, but I ain't trying to play down there if I was a player. Like I love my people, but no. Why do you think they only come down there if they're either broke or they're a superstar legend? No one's coming down there in their prime. And no, man, we're not doing that.
I think that Fenerbahce is second in the league right now. That tied on points, but
Ugliest jerseys of all time.
yeah, but second on goal differential. I don't really know much about Fenerbahce's team, like their makeup, but like I know like what Ozil does is. I mean, watching the last few years at Arsenal, he just slows the game down a lot, and he doesn't have a sense of urgency in his game, and he's also very left-footed, and that like there's a part of me that feels like the game is like the game is evolving past left-footed players. like
I'm not gonna let you do that. I know you want to do that. I know you want to do that so bad. Part of your political campaign is to destroy lefties, and I'm fine with that. That statement I won't agree, but I'm more on the line of like, especially in that league, I feel like if you're gonna be lefty, you need to have like Douglas Costa kind of movement. You need to have
fast.
Douglas Costa, we may hate him being lefty, but don't sleep on him.
Di Maria.
It may
Douglas
be 4
Costa.
goals a year and a tissue in his mouth, but it can go down anytime.
You need to be a Di Maria.
You need to be crafty with speed. Di Maria, whatever, fine. He still has some sauce left in those legs, and it can happen any moment. It may not happen every week, but it happens once in a while. You're like, oh my God. Especially when he's like healthy. He's getting it cracking.
Yeah, you can't be some damn fake ass number 10 out there just lollygagging around. It
was a big mistake for him to go there. To be honest with you, I don't care. Honestly, I don't care if he scores a bunch. I don't care what happens this year. It's a mistake for me. It's a mistake. He should have brought his ass to MLS. Even that's pretty quick too. But he should have went to MLS. He should have went to MLS and just used it for the campaign money and sponsorships in his life. You were transitioning from an English league to America's the best transition in terms of sponsorship and money-wise. It would have been better for your family and everything would have been great. Could have went to New York. You would have been living great. Dog, you're going to Turkey, dude. Look, man, that league, that's not a sunshine retirement league. They don't play no games up there, man. Regardless of that Bayern match that Besiktas played where Bayern killed Besiktas at home. Bayern had to play a game in Turkey. They was not playing no games there. It was loud. I was uncomfortable watching the game. I'm like, hey, man, how about y'all just score quietly? Please don't go to PKs. Don't go to penalties. So it's intense. It's a serious league, and I think it's going to be rough for them. I think it's actually going to be rough.
Yeah, I do too.
Some Brazilian reject player, like, I think it was like Alan Patrick or something, some cam they had. He was so good. But he went to Fenerbace. I'm like, there's no way I can even look at Ozil's better than him. Like, that guy has, like, speed.
Yeah, like, and like, this isn't coming from just some hater perspective. We watched Ozil. Like, you watched him in that World Cup match. I watched him at Arsenal. And
After that match, he should have went to MLS. That should have been the match he transferred to Columbus Crew. He made a mistake continuing to play in leagues after that.
Seriously. And I'm just like, look, I don't have any reason to want to hate Ozil, but I'm watching him play, and he's so bad. I'm like, dog, like, I'm watching Arsenal play these years, and I'm like, yo, Aaron Ramsey is so much better than Ozil. Like, you cannot start him.
It's disrespectful for you to want to have Ozil play on the field when people like Grealish play for Aston Villa. Dude, are you kidding me? Have you seen how good that guy is? It's insane. It's disrespectful for you to want to – those guys play the same position. Yeah. And you're going to tell me one should play for Arsenal and one shouldn't, dude? No. Get out of here and make room for someone like that, please.
Or James Maddison. I watched a little bit of –
Grealish is a filthy dog.
Caesar, I watched a little bit of Man City versus Aston Villa today. There was a play, literally – I want to say this part, but I'm not. Try to remind me after something about Grealish. But literally, there was a play where he got a long ball. He controlled it And I was like, this dude's Brazilian. Dude, like, what the hell? I'm like, he literally has like Brazilian game. Like, if he was like, he's just not as he's not as like athletic. Like,
not a saucy, super saucy.
No, he has.
No, I mean, like that burst speed athleticism.
Yeah, he doesn't have like the athleticism, but like the sauce, like the game. I'm like, dude, he's like ridiculous. Ozil can't do none of that.
I don't care. He's literally the second best English cam in the world. Like literally, the only person better than him in England is Sterling. That's it to me. Like any kind of like. Well, I know they play him at the wing, but whatever. For the national team, like they put Sterling a little more central. It's weird. Whatever. The only guy I see, I'm like, dog. He's the only English player I look at. Like one of the few guys I go, he could play any league. Like you want to put him here, he'll do his thing. You put him Real Madrid, he'll come out and start balling out. Like I'd rather have him out there than a lot of the players. I'd rather have him in the Odegaard. Are you kidding me? Like Grealish is insane. Like he's so good. And I remember I was watching the second half of, I forgot what game they played. I was like, holy crap, whoever this guy in the long hair is killing us. Like, is that Grealish? Okay. What the hell? Where'd they get this guy from? Like,
that's how I felt when I seen James Madison.
He's gonna get racks.
That's how I felt when I seen James Madison. I was like, who is that guy? Like,
that's how I felt even when Man City got that, Man U got that, what's that? The Welsh player, the young guy.
Oh, Daniel James.
I was like, damn, this dude can move. Jesus. So like certain players in the league be like, whoa. And you think, wow, Ozil's still really here getting complaints about not starting? Are you kidding me, dude? This ain't what it's not it no more.
I literally seen him play matches where he did nothing and then he gets subbed out and he's mad. I'm like, dog, like, what are you talking about?
I think is it Deportivo Coruña? I forgot what team Kagawa plays for. It's Division 2 in Spain. Oh. They played the other day on my Sling TV. I clicked on accident. I'm like, this dude should be starting in Arsenal games. I'm like, you're still way better than freaking Ozil. I still have horrors about that game. And it was annoying that people were talking about him playing decent in the South Korea game. He played terrible. Terrible. Walk fest. He probably was running, but it looked like walking to me. I just remember us walking. He probably was sprinting. He's probably sprinting in the same spot.
Ozil literally hasn't sprinted since
Ozil and Philip Rivers got the same 40 time.
Yeah, I've never seen him sprint since I've been watching.
Ever. I've never seen him run his like mind off.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, Ozil to Fenerbace was a free transfer. Also, before we get into his taxes, another transfer that happened also in Turkey. Old legend, American legend, went from Sweden to Turkey. Denizlispor, Mix Diskerud. He's still out here. Caesar, he's only 30 years old.
Did you know that he was the whole time? This is something funny. I actually saw him the other day on FIFA. This dude, Mix Diskerud, has been on the payroll for Man City for like 3 years.
Yes.
Being loaned out to Korea.
Yes.
I'm like, Mexico? My dude.
No. He was playing in like Sweden, I think, and then in Korea. And like now he's leaving some Swedish team and he's going to Turkey. But now he's finally off Man City's books, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, why is the guy still on the books? That's like disrespectful to Man City. This man's on the books.
I mean, it's crazy. I'm like, yo, Mix Disco.
It feels shady. It feels gross, kind of.
Well,
like when I look at Mix on that Man City roster, I'm like, was this like an NYCFC deal of some sort? It gives me the Rakuten vibes from when they were all those Barcelona players somehow end up on one team in Japan. I'm like, why are they all going there though?
I was kind of shocked. He's only 30. I'm like, damn. I would think he's like 33 or something like that. I'm like,
he was part of the new generation, the long and gones.
I mean, it was kind of fun because I'm like, yo, like I remember watching him play for America. I'm like, he's pretty decent. Like, I don't know how in the world he's just
no athleticism at all. That's his only issue. Like, he's not bad with his foot. Like, he's not bad with movement. He's very good, like a holding mid. He can do his thing. But he just has I think he's just lacking so much athletically that when you're playing like those teams, those guys are like even better than you. Like, you may be able to hold it, but there's guys that also can run a little bit better than you. And that's going to be rough all day.
Yeah.
You should have stayed in Korea. Probably had a great time out there. I would have been like, no, keep me here. Don't come back. I want to stay here in Korea.
Well, he's born in Norway, so I know he wanted to go back to Scandinavia, but then I don't know what the hell he's doing in Turkey. But
Turkey.
Oof. Hopefully he turn up.
Where's he playing for?
Denizlispor. Some green team. Anyway, Caesar, let's
They're
talk about
literally okay. Hold on. This
uh
team he plays for is dead bottom of Turkish league. Literally last place into relegation. They've won 3 games all year out of 19. Oh my
Hey,
God, you're gonna be the most miserable man on the whole planet, dude.
hey,
They
they
just
got
lost 6-1 today into the Galatasaray.
hey, they got ambition though. They got
I
mixed
don't know
history.
what's ambition. He probably cost them $35. Oh my
um,
God.
anyway, let's talk about tactics. It's been something that's been on my mind I mean, it's always on my mind, but I don't know what it was. I just watching games and just being so bored and just being annoyed at what players do, and then having to hear pundits talk about the tactics of some coach. And I'm just like, what are you talking about, dude? There's no like I think that there's an issue when it comes to soccer, like people that they just never watched other sports. Like they just never have. So I think they just don't understand what coaching is. And I think for me and probably for you too, like having watched American football and having like some knowledge of it, like you see like what coaching is. Like that's the sport where coaching is the most important is American football. Like not even close. Like it's literally not even close. Like the coaches are like up all night trying to figure stuff out. But then we also grow up watching NBA and playing basketball. And you get to a point where you realize that like the players know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like they don't really need the coach to tell them much. Sometimes the coach can see a wrinkle, but like really when you have good players, they get out there and they just play. You know what I mean? These are all on Discord right now. But when I hear and watch soccer and they're talking about tactics and stuff, I'm just like, yo, dude, like, you can't tell me you're watching this and you're seeing some like tactical thing. So I have a few questions that I'm gonna propose, and then we'll talk about some other deeper ones. Caesar, this is basically a yes or no, even though you're on Discord. Is choosing a formation tactics?
Choosing a formation no matter what, or choosing a formation depending on the team you're playing?
Like the coach, like we're playing Fenerbace tomorrow.
I think it's tactical.
But is that
I wouldn't consider that being like the man has tactics, because I think that coaches seem to rely on the same formation every single team they go to. So it's not really a tactic. A tactic is supposed to be an approach per week, I think, right?
Let me get these questions off. Let me get these. No, don't, you better not. Don't do that, face. I'm trying to make the show better. Okay. So choosing information is not tactics. We're not giving no damn props for that. Whoa. Okay, next question. Is parking the bus tactics?
Yes.
Why?
Because you only park the bus at a certain time in the game. It's a tactical decision.
Okay,
It's not for you to debate it. It's
okay. Hold on.
Answer the question.
Hold on. Don't try to flex on me because you're on Discord.
I'm not on Discord. I'm checking my work computer.
Is it tactics in the sense? I'm not. Okay, you know what? That's my fault because I'm asking the question. I'm not asking the question correctly.
It's your fault.
Yes. Is it like tactics? Like, is it like, oh my God, the tactics?
No, because in that sense, no, because it's not a shocking thing. It's not something that's. It's just you're telling your like. Tactic would be like, for example, like.
Wait. Okay, I said I can't let you go there.
No, it's not.
Okay, thank you. See. It's just like if you were playing with your friends. Hey, okay, dog, it's late. Just defend. That's all the coach is saying. So it's not tactics. It's just, it's late. We can't let them score.
Yeah, be like, we got to back up more. We got to back up more.
Yeah. A 7-year-old knows on Madden when it's late. Play what the hell is it called?
Hail Mary.
No. Like when on defense, like what's it called when it's when you play like everybody back? Um,
Was it a 5 deep or whatever? 5 deep.
something like that. Play dime coverage, dog. We need a bunch of DBs.
Yeah, dime coverage.
Yeah. So that's not tactics. Now another one that I got into the one-sided debate with Eric Krakauer on, he didn't want the smoke, is pressing tactics.
No, I still don't think those are necessarily tactics. Like I think they're only considered tactics for people that don't understand really what tactics are because their sport doesn't have it. Like your sport doesn't have people that have that in their sport. Like, you know, a tactic would be if like, oh, I'm not allowed to talk about it. Once again,
Let's see. The third time you try to start going all off is pressing tactics.
No, it's not.
Because
we
can be playing basketball at the park, and I can be like, come on, like we're trying to trap this dude.
To increase adrenaline and like rhythm. It's not meant. It's not like a swapping of entire positions or movement. It's just people go a little harder.
It's just
press a little harder.
Try to pressure the ball.
Yeah, if we're playing pickup basketball and you're saying, "Oh, Caesar, be closer to the point guard." That's not like, you know, like what we're all pressing here. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's just put pressure on the ball as it moves.
And it's a great point because in basketball when they say, "Okay, full court press," that's not a tactical decision. That's not a tactic. It's just okay, full court press. Okay, we'll do it for 3 minutes. It's over. Cool, whatever. Like
they tell 4-year-olds that.
Yeah.
There ain't no tactics for this. No. Press the ball. Just pressure the ball. That's it. Trying to force somebody into a mistake. That's it. It's not tactics. Like I told Eric Krakauer, he's trying to say that, Liverpool's. I'm like, pressing isn't tactics, dude. And then Klopp himself said
pressing creates opportunities that let you score more. That's it.
Yeah,
puts pressure on the defense to make a mistake. You make a mistake, you get to score. That's not a tactic.
Yeah, that's just like.
Literally, it was quoted by the coach of Liverpool said, "We don't use tactics here."
Yeah, he's like, I don't make things complicated. You freaking people. Okay. We've talked about this before. I don't know if we ever really I'm sure we talked about it on the show. We talked about everything in 200 damn episodes. Do you think that coaches really make players watch film of like the last game?
I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say they might make They might make the players watch.
It's not that bad. I'm just doing this. It's not that bad.
They might make the players watch, but it's still not a big. It's not part of the makeup of the sport. The sport isn't the successes of players has never been one of the reasons for their success has been because they watch film. People don't say that. They don't go, man, Messi's a fantastic player, not just because of what he does on the field, but all the time he puts in watching film. No one says it. But you say that about almost every single football player ever. You say that about almost every single basketball player ever. You talk about the film watching they do, the hours they spend in the room. They just have a granola bar and a water. They're just watching it all day, right? You know, and it's not part of the sport. Maybe there's players that have taken that to the advantage. Maybe there's goalies that have watched something of, this guy's tendencies on penalties, whatever. Maybe. But no, because also I don't believe they do because I don't think some of these penalty stats would be as egregious as they are. I feel like if people actually watched a bunch of Balotelli things, they would get more stat and they'd be like, this is why he shoots this way. Or Zlatan. You wouldn't have these crazy success rates because – I think those things are what you benefit on, but on the field, I don't think they really do that. I don't think they do that at all. I think that they do it just to maybe talk about certain things. Maybe some coaches like a Pep may watch it because he wants to show you what he wants to do against them. But I don't think a lot of players are going, oh, okay, oh, yeah. I think they get out there and they just start running around and start feeling the mood and feel the vibe.
Okay, I mean, 1,000. Caesar, and I'm asking these questions from watching matches and just seeing stuff. I'm like, God, you can just tell that they don't watch film or anything. I think I was watching one of these Turkish games, and I was like, there was I, I want to say it was Arda Turan. He has his he's getting the ball from, like, let's say the center back. He's in the midfield. He's like getting the ball from the center back. There's nobody on his back for like 20 yards. Okay, there's nobody around him. He receives the ball, dribbles it twice back towards the center back, and gives it back to him. And it just blew my mind that he just didn't turn around. And I feel like if coaches showed players film, actually, you know what? Let me not say that. I ask you a question. This is kind of somewhat esoteric. You gotta, you know, if no, what aside from like penalties and like goalie stuff, like on the actual pitch, what do you think coaches would be telling players in film review? Like, what would they be talking to them about the matches, about the game in film review? You're muted.
You're saying if they were to actually do it.
Yeah, like what would they be talking to them about?
Are you saying like what are they doing now or what they should be, or what do you mean?
What would they be doing?
If they're actually having film study, then I think that their only film study would be talking about, let's say last game that they did something on, like did offensive, there was an offensive play. The coach would be like, well, next time on that, on the give and go, actually give it to him. Don't just go. Like something like that, you know, like, or like, you know, they're not going like, well, see, look, Messi's coming down his right side. Why are you sitting on his left? Why are you? That's what they should be doing. They should stop, pause the film, be like, look at this idiot. See this guy? He's sitting on the right side of his body. He's going to go left. Sit on his left. And then scream at him, grab my shirt. Don't sit on the right. And then that would be film room.
Thank you. Caesar knows, and I honestly think Caesar knows that because Caesar has a background in other sports. For us, when we're watching stuff, we see someone like, how does that happen every time? It's so obvious that no coach is telling the guy, hey, he does this, like he's done this 5 million times, and then every single time he got to this position, he went left.
You should grab your fullback and go, you sit, literally put your inner thighs on Messi's left leg. That's what I want to see. And if he scores a wizard goal with his right, all good in the hood. It's all good.
I'll kiss you in the mouth if he scores on his right foot.
I want him to have 33 goals this year on his right foot.
Thank you.
And if he sits on his left and he still jukes you out, that's not your fault. You sat on there. You did everything you could.
If you sat on his left foot and he juked you out, he's Lionel Messi. Caesar, you don't have to mute it. Well, it's not that bad in the background.
Yeah, like literally.
He's
Lionel Messi, dog. But I'm not gonna let you sit on his right leg and let him take it to his favorite spot in the whole world and whip a heater from the left foot. No, if he's gonna whip a heater on his left foot, he better connect his shin with your shin. That's what I want to see.
If he shoots on his left foot, he better be 35 yards out.
He better kick you into that goal. That's what I want to see. Yeah, like that would be film. You know, if it was Ronaldo, you go, look, he's two-footed. You need to be on his body. Make him foul you. Make him frustrated. Crowd his space. Don't give him room to dribble. He wants to make room to dribble to create a shot. Don't. Just stay on him. Yeah. Right there.
I would just say if it's Ronaldo, since he can go both directions, try not to let him receive the ball in space.
Yeah.
And just get around him. Yeah. Like make sure when the midfielder looks at him, like the midfielder has to question the pass.
You need to keep disrupting his rhythm. He wants to get that space rhythm because all these players in soccer, they love building a momentum to get the ball. Don't let him build them. If he has to build them, make him fight for that joint because look at Dani Alves. Dani Alves always did a good job on Ronaldo because he may not have been as big, but he had the comparable speed. So all he would do is crowd Ronaldo and run with him. Even if Ronaldo's doing moves, he's right there the whole time running with him. Sometimes he takes L's, but statistically, he's always played really good against him because he just stays on his ass, especially at his prime. He just was on you the whole time.
Yeah, like, and like when I talk about like passing lanes, like for me, I mean, and maybe it's just understanding, like, because I was a defensive back.
They don't have that term in soccer.
I like
it really is like, it's a football term, but they should. It really is. I mean, it's even more important in soccer. Passing is only done one time in football, but in soccer, it's done millions of times.
So
passing is like probably the most important thing in the whole sport.
It is. So really, for me, it's about the person with the ball has to question their pass.
Yeah.
It's not even like they just have to be able to think twice about it. Like you don't even necessarily, like, you don't gotta man up Ronaldo. You don't gotta like be on him. You gotta when Cuadrado has the ball, he has to, when he looks, he gotta think, oh, maybe I can't get it to him. And that's the win right there.
It's the two things. It's either you make it feel like it's an open pass, or you make him think that pass isn't there. It's just two things you need to do. It's up to you. Depending on your speed and your ability as a defender, you need to make that decision. For example, we play together. A lot of times what you do is you give the illusion that I'm open so that you want the person to bait the pass. You could take the pass lane and transit over. Or maybe you'll be like, you know what, I'm going to just cover Caesar a little bit till he thinks not open, but I'm really investing my time and energy over here. I just don't want this to be an outlet right now. That's how to do it. And that's, I think, what you would have in a film room is, people want to talk about this stuff. You would want to just isolate that. If you did that, honestly, wallahi, you'd win a lot of games. You'd win a lot of games.
Thank you.
If Simeone was doing that, I'd just be I'd be cheering for them all the time, but he doesn't do that.
Thank you. Okay. Another thing that I think that they would talk about in film review is players receiving the ball, midfielders generally, receiving the ball and not turning around.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the most frustrating things for me, and I've said this a million times, I'm not going to belabor it. One of the things I loved about watching Guendouzi so much is whenever he got the ball, he turned around.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating for me to watch players get midfielders generally, receive the ball and just pass it back.
Yeah, it tells me that you didn't check. For me, when I play, I think a lot of underrated things some people don't do, and I actually see this in MLS, and it really makes me lose my mind. Sometimes a midfielder or even a striker will go into a ball, but I know they haven't checked the area first, because the most cap thing ever is that these guys keep their heads up the whole time. They don't do that. No, they don't do that. You never dribble. And honestly, you never really dribble that much with your not looking at the ball. You're kind of always looking, but you need to check. Whenever I get the ball, I check the region before I enter the pass, get the ball, because then I know I have space to turn around and make a decision. If I've checked and there's someone on me, or if the call-out's there, man on, then you can do that, give back. But unless you hear man on or you've checked, turn the F around and let's get this ball going forward. Let's go. Move the chains. Let's move the chains.
Thank you.
For real. And that's Guendouzi does a great job of that. I like Cruz always did a good job of that. Cruz is kingpin of that. Modric, they're all about advancing the ball forward or seeing if there's options sideways. I'd rather you pass it to the side and move that defense to move back, because if we move back, we're not making a transition forward. A center back or goalie's only there to give you relief, not to give you an option. It's a relief. It's a relief in a situation. Because at midfield, you're about transitioning the offense forward.
Let's go.
Let's get it going, dude. I'm not doing this mess.
The way that you said, like, the let's go, that's how I be feeling. And that's how we have a background in these other sports. Like, you got to, and just like basketball. I mean, obviously, basketball, the court is a lot smaller, but like, the reason why I could never watch college basketball, it was just a bunch of sideways passes. I hated it. Passes. Like,
oh my God. Because not only because they had that clock, the shot clock all day, they could do that. Like, it's especially when I played, it was about let's get the ball as close to the basket as possible. And that involves passing forward or just getting up there. Throw the ball up court. We got to get in there. Get in that ball fast. We're getting in there quick. We're trying to go up quick on these minutes. It's like we're trying to use this time to score as much as possible before it's over. So the thing is when you watch some teams, I think that are like, for example, I think the older Bayern team that after they lost a couple times was bad because they did so much possession, but they didn't have possession after Pep was gone. Their possession was bad because their possession wasn't going forward. Their possession was just creating space where they had it when they didn't have, oh, we got to hear it. Boom, let's go. That urgency is very important. I think urgency is key. And I think that, yeah, you want to have time where you're resetting. That's different. But like I said, those guys are not there to be an option to me. Even when I'm playing the games, it's not an option. It's about you want to look forward because you're trying to move the chains, dog. We're just trying to get up there. Let's go.
And even the possession stats, like, let's talk. I mean, and I do think they'll do this sometimes, but like, forget possession. How about possession in the other half?
Thank you. I've been saying it forever. I'm like, I don't care about a possession stat. Where's the red zone? Give me the red zone numbers. Where's the time of possession that a team had in the penalty box? Where's the time possession a team had in the final third? Where's the time possession that they had on the other side of the field? If you have possession, but you're sitting on your ass the whole time, it's not good. The old Dunga games, people talked about how good Brazil was possession-wise. That's because they kept passing the ball in the back line the whole time. There was nothing going forward.
Yeah, that means nothing.
I don't care about a 54-45. That's a stupid stat of possession-wise. I don't care about that. I care about, is the 54 happening over there or is it happening over here? Because
Exactly.
then it could still be 3-0 because they had more time on our side of the field than theirs.
And also, like when I would do trackers, like at least with Griezmann and Bale, I would do these. I would track their passes and track back passes, forward passes. I'm not just saying, okay, like, no, like touches. Sometimes Bale would have 20 passes, 18 of them were back passes. Like, come on, dude. Like, I don't want, like, that means nothing to me.
And I think that's egregiously worse for an attacking player. Like,
yeah,
we're already kind of being hard on midfielders, which is fair. Like, that's the approach we have to the sport. Like, our approach to the sport is like, we don't even want midfielders doing that, really. Like, if it has to happen, it does.
yeah.
But I'd be sitting aside like this, like, just waiting for it to turn around. I'm like, that's great, but just get this ball forward. I'm so happy you didn't get it stolen from you. But let's turn it. Give it to the center back. Give it to the fullback, and let's go. Like, let's get going. But a striker, I think it's like people don't understand how much of a negative that is because I have respect for this as a player like playing striker because I know how long it took to get the ball to me. Like, I know the buildup it takes. Those goalie kicks, a lot of them are just like lotteries. So you don't know who's really going to get it. And it's like, yes, we got it. And we're going to waste our time giving it freaking back? No, dude. We need to turn around and make something of it. I would not be as hard on Bale because the older Bale that I used to defend to the core was not doing that. He had his athleticism and his speed, so he turned around and get going. Even if it looked stupid, even if it looked just all athleticism, no brains, it didn't matter because I'm like, he's north-south in it. I'm down. Let's go. And it's all north, apparently. He's had that play where he ran out of bounds to keep going the ball. That's good. I want to see that because you're creating havoc for the defense. You're creating something for the offense. It's just a positive in so many ways. And if things go bad, you're so far off the field, the defense has time to recover, and it's all good.
Exactly.
But when you're giving it back, you're giving it closer to our goal, and that's giving the team more possession and more pressure on our players again. You can't have that, especially on a team that was so powerful offensively at that time, and even on the later years when it was that free Bale year where we got to see his star power. He didn't have the other weapon on the side that was going to bail him out. It was just on him, no pun intended. So, that's where it became so whack to me. Like, dog, you're supposed to be this megastar, but you're giving back passes out. Like, I'm sorry, dude. I'm not going to give you that status. I'm just not going to give it to you.
Like,
we watch players that we like and we go, that guy's amazing because they have the guts to do that. They go, damn, like, even Vinicius, like, I'm like, he's incredible to me because he's trying to just go forward. I'm like, you're insane, dog. There's two people on your side. Someone's open. You're like, no, I'm going to get this here. I'm going to make it happen. And That's a positive to me every freaking time.
Yeah, it takes some level of bravery and skill
Yes.
to be able to like square up a defender and take him on. You could Vinicius Jr. could easily just, okay, I got it here on the wing.
You could give it
Let me
right
just
back.
let me just kind of do something, then just give it back. Like, yeah, whatever. But like if he's like, no, I'm squaring up the defender, I'm gonna see what happens. The best is if I get a cross in or something or score. The middle is like get a corner, which is also really good, or I end up dribbling out of bounds or whatever, but it's still you can forgive it.
I'm going to keep it so real with you right now. The reason that separates all those three youngins that Real Madrid has, I want to Asensio. I kind of consider seasoned now. Like, he's already in.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do the youngin thing with him. He's graduated. That dude graduated already, okay? But now it's like I need to measure him up with top players. Like, you're graduated, buddy. Kubo, Odegaard, and what? Like, Rodrigo and Vinicius, whatever. Or let's go Brahim Diaz. Let's go Odegaard, Brahim Diaz, and Kubo, just for the hell of it. The thing that separates to me, what makes Kubo better than all three of those, is that Odegaard, he's going to either side. They talk about his aggressive forward passing. Didn't see it at all. I didn't see any aggression moving forward him at all as a player. As an attacking, creating player, you didn't create, dude. You really didn't create. Brahim Diaz, I've watched him play 2 times. Legit 2 times I've watched. I'm sorry. You just didn't do it. You show me the AC Milan highlights. You know I'm still big Italian League C's. I've seen the highlight. Yes, he's doing good. It's cute. It's nice. You weren't at Real Madrid. You didn't do the take-ons. The one-on-ones, you dished it off to Vinicius, and he had to make it happen for you. And I'm sure Zidane saw that too. I'm sure he's like, well, what's the point of you being out there if we're just going to give it right back to Vinny? The problem was that Vinny had to have it all the time last year, and we didn't win nothing. So we're trying to get more people to make it happen. That's probably what he saw. Kubo. The 2 preseason games Kubo Real Madrid, he gets the ball. It's a 90% chance he's doing the same thing as Vinicius. He's going to try to take the dude on. And I can respect that. If he back passes it, it's only because he knows he can't get it cracking. But I've watched those games, even Real when he was losing the ball. I'm like, I don't care. He's doing the take on. He's trying to get it cracking. And he's 16. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Get upset about that? No. For me, and that's just me. I'm not the coach of the team. I'd be like, I'm sorry, Odegaard, Brahim got to go. I'd rather keep Kubo because this young dude is coming to the game. He's just trying to do it. And I can respect it. I can respect the bravery and skill. But that bravery and skill is what isolates some of the best in the world to just pretty good players. Honestly, is what it is, man. All those top 3 players in the world we've all mentioned, top 5, what can they all do? They can go for it. Mbappe, Neymar, Ronaldo, Messi, and whoever else, or Sterling, whoever you want to put, they can all turn around and get it cracking. There's nobody up there that usually passes it back and tries again later. Even Modric will get it cracking. So it doesn't matter. So that's what separates the best from the best. And if I'm scouting, that's what I'm looking for.
Exactly. There's another aspect.
Bam's about to get me fired, and I'm so down. Let's go.
Okay.
I hope Bam has a good pension plan for we made a podcast. You boy about to be. Woo!
Okay. Do you have to like go?
I literally 4 minutes, I have no choice. I have to literally just dip on the show.
Okay.
Damn near hour and a half episode.
No, that's okay. That's okay. The last thing we'll talk about it, then if you go, then I can.
Imagine it's such a good topic at the end. I hate you. This is a great topic.
I mean, we can continue.
I would have been dipped if this topic wasn't great. I would have left at 4 if this topic wasn't amazing.
Okay, we'll continue the other stuff next time, but then this is the last thing about like tactics on the field, and the other time next time we'll talk about like coaches themselves.
Or we could do a short one this week or something like that. I'm down.
Momentum. Here's the thing I see when I'm watching the game that I feel like this is another thing I feel like that doesn't happen. There's 10 players. When the center back has the ball and he's like going to the left, every single player on the other team goes that direction too. What is the big thing in sports? You use a player's momentum against them. Why don't they ever go back? I'm like, dog, like once you get all their momentum going this way, that's when the time to go the other way.
Have you ever seen when they do like at the World Cup that big camera that's down the line from goal to goal?
Yeah.
I remember it was like 2006 or something. One of those World Cups I watched, and they did like a goalie cam from way up in like the bleachers in the back, and all the players were like in this bubble here. And I was sitting there, I'm just like, why wouldn't I just tell my team I don't care what they're doing, we're staying with this formation. Like, don't you dare rotate. Because in soccer, they tell you, if you're the fullback on the left side and the ball's on the right side, go to the half line. I'd be like, no, just stay a little bit. Just wait a little bit. Because if we get possession, they got to run to you. Make them chase you. They always say the ball moves faster than the player. So make them chase. Why are teams not more rigid structurally? A lot of teams just morph and then move here and move here. I'm like, just keep the fucking thing, stay there. Use the field to your advantage, dog. That's why people like Sergio Ramos are amazing. The moment everybody's crowding over here, he just that ball across the field. You're like, I'd be so mad if I had to chase a fucking team around like that. If I'm over here, he just kicked the ball, like, oh my God, now we got to go here. That's why we destroy so many teams fitness-wise, because they're just doing less running than you're doing.
Yeah.
They're just moving the ball around.
Use the team's momentum against them. Yeah. If you're like just the juke move, shake move is getting the person's momentum that way, and then you go this way. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So when you have a whole team's momentum going one way, just cut it back the other way.
Yeah. It baffles me. It's so underutilized. I think like maybe 3 teams do that. Like, it's so weird to me when you're watching. You're just like, man, like they're just really eating up them. They're like, it's like they're following the waves that they're going. But why aren't you like creating disruption? I always think like the best way to make things happen in a sport is when your tactics aren't working, is to create chaos, to make the defense work harder. You got to make them work harder than you. I don't even think your team needs to have better fitness necessarily, but you got to make every other team work harder for you than the ball. Passing is making it easier for all of us. I'm not doing the running. The ball's doing the running. All I did was just kick it forward. But if you have a bunch of people sprinting around, who's going to get more tired? Exactly. That's why it's huge.
Exactly. So, okay, you got to go. When you sign off, I'm still okay, right? Because I think we did this before.
Yeah, I can just close my camera. I'm just going to close my camera and mute myself and just keep going.
No, we're just in the episode right here because it's fine. Congratulations, Joe Biden got inaugurated. We made a podcast, episode 186.
I'm trying to, next president, I'm trying to be the first man. Let's go.
Hallelujah.